Hey everyone, we recently stayed at DreamMore Resort and little spoiler, we had an amazing time. You can go ahead and check out our other videos. I will link it up in the cards. But let me get into the reason for this video. DreamMore transportation, is it worth it? So before I give you the answer to that, let's talk about what the DreamMore transportation does. First of all, every time you stay at DreamMore Resort, and I've checked into this, for those of you who have seen our vlogs, we stayed one night. Even if you stay one night, throw the concierge desk your ticket for DreamMore, or if you're doing a package, I think you pick them up at DreamMore. I'm not 100% sure, we came with our ticket. So we took our tickets to the concierge desk that's kind of like behind the lobby and has its own little waiting area. You'll see it in the video of our tour. They will give you your time savers or a ticket check for getting on the bus, for proof of stay for getting on the bus. So it doesn't matter if you're going to Dollywood the day you check out or the day you check in. It doesn't matter, you ride the transportation for free. The reason why that was a big deal for us, and one of the reasons why we chose to stay there because of this perk, is it saves you $15 parking at Dollywood. Dollywood parking is now $15 per car. It is more for RV parking, but for a personal vehicle, it's $15 per car. This motor coach is air conditioned, picks you up front door of DreamMore, takes you to a separate front entrance just for DreamMore Resort guests where they drop you off on the bus. You go through the baggage check and then you're right there, right outside of like where we go to get the wristbands, or you split off to go to Wildwood Grove and Thunderhead and that whole area over there. So let's get into our review. We actually checked out, we stayed Friday night and checked out Saturday morning before we got on the bus. One of the other perks that I'll talk about later was we were gonna get in early at the park. With the early entry, the bus started picking up at 8:30. So we were trying to get down there for that so that we could be there for the early access opening at 9 a.m. to the resort guests. We dropped off our luggage, checked out, no problem checking out. They asked us if we had a great time, all that. And they were super nice. We check out, we took our luggage to our car, came back, they saw the time savers and instantly let us board the bus. It was comfortable. It was air conditioned, which is because it was starting to get warm. It was kind of, it wasn't hot, it was warm and humid because it wasn't like summer hot yet. It was just warm and humid because it was a rainy day later on that day and it was just the humidity moving. So it was so nice to get on the bus. You get on, there's a video showing things that you can do at DreamMore and you can get on the air conditioned bus. So we got on the bus, they loaded us up. They rotate the buses out every 15 minutes. One of the DreamMore guarantees is that a bus will pick you up either from the resort or from Dollywood every 15 minutes. So far for us, from our experience, that was spot on. We never waited more than 15 minutes for a bus. Even when the thunderstorm hit and we left Dollywood early, and a lot of people were leaving Dollywood early, go back to the resort, or they were leaving in their personal cars, there was still a bus every 15 minutes to pick us up from Dollywood itself. So we get on, once we had met, certain capacity and there was another bus waiting, we started driving there. So I just was like filming because I was just wanting to share the experience with everybody, was it worth it? All of a sudden, the driver's like, oh, does anybody have a birthday? And then so we got to tell him that we were there celebrating Sarah's birthday. He passes a birthday pin back to her, which if we hadn't done that, we would have had to go to the park, hunt down the station where they do the birthday pins. But instead, he hands her a pin back and then they sing her happy birthday. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up in the cards. But they sing her happy birthday on the bus. And we were just like, oh, this is an awesome way to start our day at Dollywood, is by them singing happy birthday to her and her getting her pin right now. And her face just like lit up because this was like what she wanted to do for her birthday, was that stay at DreamMore and the trip to Dollywood. So I mean, that was super awesome. They did that. The buses do have seatbelts on them because technically, unlike Disney, where you kind of were like in the whole same little park area, Dollywood bus doesn't have, because like DreamMore was built and then there's Splash Country here and then Dollywood's over here. There's not like a private access road to get to them. You actually have to go back out onto Veterans Boulevard. I don't remember them actually requiring it, but the seatbelts are there. It was air conditioned. He was informative. He told us about like openings and closings, about the pickup, about why we had to show ID, and they make you show ID so that somebody can't just like, oh, I'm gonna go to Dollywood today and park at DreamMore for free, and then that takes up parking space for those staying at DreamMore, which is not really fair to the DreamMore guest, because some people will stay there and they'll go to places other than Dollywood and then want to come back, and what happens if the parking lot's full of Dollywood guests? You can't park at your own resort. So I was super glad that they actually did that. I felt better about them doing that because it meant that I had a for sure parking space if I had to leave and could come back and have a for sure parking space. And I never had trouble finding parking. I actually got to park under a tree, and that was super awesome because then when we got back to the car, it wasn't like blazing hot in the warmer, humid early summer weather that we were having that day. The bus back, Rebecca was obviously very upset because of the thunderstorm rolling in, having to leave the park. Sarah was upset about leaving the park. The bus bus driver was nothing but courteous. She kept like trying to talk to him to kind of soothe them, to ask them how their stay was, and was talking to them about their favorite rides. And to me, like, she went above and beyond just, I'm gonna pick you up at the Dollywood and then take you back to the resort. It was just like almost motherly, sweet, talking to them. And then by the time we got back to the resort, they were actually starting to smile and loosening up a bit. And it's not a long drive. And I just felt, made me feel so much better as a mom to know, hey, I can trust these people driving me from here to there and them going above and beyond like that. The other driver, and I think I showed video of their name tags on each bus. I don't know. I think I actually put the camera away by the point that we were leaving Dollywood because of the rain. I didn't want the camera to be damaged by the rain. But I know I did the bus driver to Dollywood. But like getting off, he was even like, happy birthday, Sarah. I hope you have a fantastic day. This is why I do my job. I love this. I love doing this job. So is DreamMore Transportation worth it? Absolutely. I would definitely stay at the resort again. If for no other reason, there are so many perks of staying at DreamMore. If you're going to Dollywood, I would recommend it. But I would definitely stay here again. Would I definitely recommend transportation again? Yes. And it wasn't just about the $15 parking. It was just the fact that we could take an air-conditioned or heated motor coach from the front door of DreamMore to Dollywood and have that kind of service. And it was an amazing service, and we were super glad to have the opportunity to do this. So will we do it again? Yes, we would.